Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where last time we continued our training as a rogue by taking on our first official mission, dealing with the dainty demolishers who had stolen a piece of Magitech technology from pirates who raided it from the Garleans. It was a bit of an interesting dilemma, and the dainty demolishers got their asses handed to them. Today, we're going to be going ahead and talking to Jack because it is time for our next rogue mission. Jack has another assignment for you. A fine day to you, Satora. And a fine day it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lominson vessel to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon them daft coves before their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the sullen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fence and a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lominsons and all that. So this is your assignment, me naddle-ass. Find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters that has hit that merchantman are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a-stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. This here's Vikeba the Stray. Ain't no other rogue we can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Vikeba? You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from my work, it was bloody gone. Oh, that was Vikeba's? I thought it was Underfoot's. Well, you just head out on the job and I'll see if I can turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jack. One more detail you should know. Them muskets was meant for the Yellowjackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. Alright then, we're teaming up with Vikeba the Stray in order to retrieve some missing weapons. We can start whenever you're ready, Satora. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few words with her first. You'll find her at the Highland, posing as a fishmonger. Alright, first step of any rogue's mission, gather information. On to the Highland to see if Vikeba's contact knows anything. I don't believe we've been to the Highland yet, but it is up on the upper decks, near the aft castle, just south of the Drowning Wench. It's effectively where all the fishmongers gather. It's where you're going to go to buy fish. Easiest way to get there is from the aft castle. Then we can run right past where the Hatching Tide event's happening. Well, it's not happening in Limsa, but, well, the aft castle sure is decorated for it. Oops, my bad, the Highland is off to the west, not the southwest. Hello there, you must be the contact. Hello there, miss, we've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind what's bark'll put a bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the Traders of Edge. They hail from the South Sea Isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folk ain't one for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below deck, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visited Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. What with all the hired blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk around town. I'm impressed you spotted Vikebe up there, friend. But then again, you are her friend, so... I didn't even notice her coming in. Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants has been staying in the city, then someone will know to, something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how cults will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places that would see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and the East Hawker's Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots and meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your waddles open. But gosh, do I love coded conversations like that in the Rogues Guild. Is it a little stereotypical? Probably. But also, the quote-unquote fishmonger got across so much valuable information about what's going on without saying anything that would have made a random passerby suspicious. I mean, everyone knows there's black market dealings going on in Limbs all the time, so... Black market fishing? I guess? Alright then, heading into the Bismarck, we're gonna want to go ahead and hide. And track down someone who will maybe spill a little bit of useful information. Diving Dove appears distressed over some matter. Approach her well cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. Diving Dove, huh? Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. Ah, the sneer on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skill to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limbs and Omensa, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now what was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Ha 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 ha! Oh, Jack, you are... At least he's tried to cover up for his mistake. But the fact that he only started trying to cover up when he realized it was Vikebe and not Underfoot's food. Little bit of a problem there, I would say. Alright, our next destination is the Ferry Docks. Alright, who's gonna spill information here? Reronasu appears distraught. Approach him while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on his mumbling. Alright, Reronasu, what is going on? Reronasu is mumbling anxiously to himself. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. Ah, lovely. I love Limbs and Omensa, so what a great and definitely not corrupt city. Next up, Hawker's Alley. We're heading on to the east side. And again, let's be stealthy heading in here. Gerulf is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. Approach him while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on his exhortations. Alright, Gerulf, what do you got for us? Gerulf is hawking his wares to a customer. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We have a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limbs and Omensa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lenosian orange juice, or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Gerulf continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. Well, it was worth a shot. We did at least find out that the merchants are leaving very soon, and they have bribed the relief watch down at the docks. Alright, let's go meet back up with Vakebe back at the guild and make our plan to make our move. Hello there, Vakebe. Welcome back, Satora. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with a dagger's dove, but any rogue which shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky Mork knows that about without risking a scrap or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove that already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What'd you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Slipping coin into a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise, so here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost in and grapple them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under the cover of Darkman's, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Alright then, let's begin. We have a duty. I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a call near the Hawker's Alley. That way you won't have far to bolt once you've bitten the goods. The mark should be along any moment, Satora. Have you got your skulking boots on? Well, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Alright then, let's stealth on in and snag those firearms. Down at the end of the pier. As long as we don't get spotted, we have nothing to fear. Just casually walk right past them. Nobody even notices a thing. I'm so stealthy, like a cat. It's funny because I'm a Makote. Alright, we got to the... Oh crap. Quick, 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 quick! Our hide popped off. Oh no. You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets. It's gone. But why with the shit-eating grin, Satora? Thief, stop her, you useless sluggards. What am I paying you for? Seriously, why with the shit-eating grin? You just outed. I mean, he was gonna guess either way, but oh god. Alright then, we have a whole bunch of hired goons we have to deal with. Thankfully, Vakebe the Stray has come in to be backup, so we should be able to get through here pretty easily. Alright. I'm gonna go back into stealth, and I'm gonna get out of here. Vakebe, you distract. Unfortunately, hiding does make us quite slow, but it is going to be worth it for this duty because there are a lot of guards patrolling the path. There's not really an opportunity to take hide off and walk for a bit. Yeah, there are a ton of them, so as long as we stay stealthy and quiet, we can get through here just fine. Vakebe, I am already on it. Thank you. Thank you for distracting them. That's what I figured you were doing. I have been on my way for a while now. Alright, I made it. Sorry about popping up out of nowhere, but I got the goods. Alright. Muskets delivered safely to the Yellow Jackets, let's return to the Rogues Guild. And finish this off. Oh my gosh, even the boats are decorated with the Easter eggs. Amazing. Alright, Vikebe, I returned. That turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once you reach the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the Bene news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. Hey, I tried, Jack, but I made a little bit too much noise grabbing the muskets. That many swads, was there? But you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Satora. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time, and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you, Vikebe. I searched high and low, but it seems some unprincipled cove has yaffled your sandwich. There were not but crumbs to be found. No! My sandwich! It was a Bismarck special! Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's about ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jack? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis the guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Ah, Jack, there you are. I got that sandwich you ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waterful when I said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you yaffle a rogue Oh, bollocks. Jack, did you eat my supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You've cloyed something what belonged to me, Jack, and I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? That might be the swiftest string-up I've ever seen. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Satora. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. The city's my home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's piss, these ropes are tight. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild! The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Rest in peace, Jack. You will be sorely missed as the Guildmaster. But hey, we got a wonderful new Guildmaster in Vikebe the Stray. I'm sure she will be even better than... Oh, goddammit, he got himself down. Ow, them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. And just think, Vikebe strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those codes well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Well, all's well that ends well. No one's dead, we got the goods back. Jack has learned an important lesson. The bronze satellite is +5. This one's +6. I'm gonna go with those hemp. No, I already have hempen bracers. So I can go with the bronze satellite or the leather jack boots. Let's go with the jack boots. Those are a much higher defense improvement. Alright then, and with our level 10 quest clear, it is time to take on more of the hunting log. Let's see, who are we hunting this time? We've got wild jackals in the lower Lenosia area. We got a few targets in Western, a lot of targets in Western. Let's go with Western Lenosia first. Take care of these 3 targets, then we'll do lower Lenosia for the rest. So roselings, super moles, and fat dodos. Alright then, let's go ahead and teleport out to Swift Perch. Just because that is an incredibly long walk, I'm not walking all the way there. You can't make me. And let's see, we've got roselings. Perfect. Basically, all of our targets should be on this hill. Dang, it only took 1 roseling to finish that off. Well, at least it's convenient. And I am so glad the Dodo Fate's not up right now because gosh, does that one get a little in the way. And we got sewer moles in the area as well. Alright, that finishes off the moles. I'm assuming this is the last dodo. And we got a new ability, Bloodbath. Bloodbath is so very valuable for DPS players. It is a roll action, converts a portion of physical damage dealt into HP for 20 seconds with a cooldown of 1.5 minutes. So for 20 seconds, once every 90 seconds, when we do damage, we get healed. That is a fantastic little upgrade. Definitely make sure to keep that up whenever you've taken a little bit of damage. If you're somewhere around, I'd say less than 75% of your health, it would probably be a good heuristic for where to use that. Thankfully, DPS classes have plenty of ways to keep themselves up and alive without the need for much of a healer. So the healer can focus on more important things like keeping your tank alive once you get into multiplayer duties. Alright then, next up we're heading on to Lower Lenosia. Ooh, that is a bit of an expensive teleport, but again, that is a very long trek, so I will gladly take it. Okay, so we were looking for Kikiran egg diggers, and what was the other thing? Moribi moles. Those should all be right in this area. I expect Moribi moles are going to be up here at the Empty Heart area, and then Kikiran egg diggers are down at the Salt Strand. I believe we've hunted those before. Alright, here we are, Moribi moles. And let's see just how powerful that self-heal is. I mean, we're already barely taking damage from enemies at this point, but we're getting healed for 4 health from 9 damage, 4 health from 13 damage. No, wait, I'm reading that number wrong. That's from the second hit, because we do 2 hits when we do a rogue attack. It'd be nice if there was a little damage number for how much, well, I guess not damage number, but if there's a little floating number for how much we actually healed, so I could get an accurate read on how powerful that bloodbath is, since we're not taking too much damage yet. Alright, Egg Diggers, it is your time to die. I am so sorry. Wow, your friend's just going to ignore me even though I'm right there. Alright, now your friends are coming in. A little too late to save you though, I'm sorry to say. But yeah, for survivability, DPS, we have Bloodbath and Second Wind, both as roll actions, both as healing actions. And then as Rogue, we have Shade Shift, which gives us a nice HP barrier of 20%. There is a lot of survivability playing as a DPS, and it is so very appreciated. Alright, I believe that finishes out our hunting log. Alright, all the way through rank 15. We just got a new trait. Have we talked about traits before? Just in case we haven't talked about traits before, traits are passive bonuses you get as you level up. Each class has their own traits. At level 14 as Rogue, we get the trait All Fours. Reduces fall damage. At level 20, we're going to get another passive trait. Fleet of Foot increases movement speed. Generally, class traits are going to be a little bit more practical than that. They'll typically do things like make your abilities do more damage, or stuff like that, or increase your amount of healing, or reduce the damage you take. But we'll be getting into those more as we level up further. Unfortunately, since traits aren't actions that you put on your hotbar, I often forget about unlocking them. They're also passive, so like, it's a subtle thing that you get. But they're very, very worthwhile. If you're playing along, go ahead and check out your traits. See what kind of things you're going to be unlocking as you get stronger. Alright then. And with that, I believe that means we are done for today. We have gotten our Rogue level 10 quest done. And we have finished our hunting log through rank 15. So next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I'm going to meet everyone back at Summerford Farms or the general area, because we have a few more jobs to do with them. I will see everyone next time for that.